There's not one single brand or model that could become the perfect hiking shoe for everyone. The choice of a trekking shoe keeps shifting as we do a transition from being a beginner to a fairly experienced or an advanced hiker. The aim of this video is to understand the principles that guide the design of the trekking shoes. By the end of this video, you will be able to just look and tell whether a particular hiking shoe is relevant for you or not. For individuals who want to kickstart their hiking journey, that is, for beginners, protecting their feet is the utmost priority. Let me explain. If the hiking trails are quite new to your feet, it would take some time for the muscles and the joints in your feet to gain enough strength to be able to handle the uneven hiking terrain. And therefore, ankle twists is the most common subjective hazard faced by beginners. So, to start with, one should look for a hiking shoe with a high neck. The main purpose of this high neck is to protect your feet against ankle twists. If laced properly, the shoe will nicely grip the ankle and will restrict the twisting motion in order to protect the feet. Further, a beginner would again take some time to learn how to walk on boulders and rocks. He or she will keep hitting edgy and pointy features on a trail, and therefore the feet needs protection through a hard shell around the feet and hard sole underneath. In reference to the high altitude treks, it would take months and multiple hiking experiences for a person to reduce his or her susceptibility towards cold. The hard shell plays a major role in protecting the feet from the cold outside. An added waterproofing layer in the shoe would help a beginner to cross small water streams and slushy trail sections without thinking of getting his or her feet wet. Therefore, the design criteria that you should look for in a hiking shoe if you're a beginner are as follows. Number 1, a high neck to protect the feet from ankle twists. Number 2, a hard shell and a rugged sole to protect the feet from external shocks. Last but not the least, a non-permeable membrane to keep them water repellent. Now, when I was a beginner, I hiked some 1000+ kilometers in the Foreclast 500 shoe in the year 2017-2018. The upgraded version of this shoe is the Foreclast Trek 100 that would easily fit in all these criteria that we have discussed. Moving on, as your experience in the outdoor increases, the probability of ankle twists will reduce as your feet is stronger and you become much better at arresting your slips and falls. With experience and fitness, you remove the need of having high neck as a feature in your hiking shoe. With experience, you will also be able to swiftly navigate through the wild and would descend down quickly on steep scree slopes. Now you would feel that a relatively soft sole is better because now you can nicely feel the ground and climb up steep slopes and get down. So now the hard shell around your feet and the hard sole are not needed with increased experience in the outdoors. With more time spent in the outdoors, the susceptibility to cold reduces. And again, you don't need that hard shell to keep your feet warm. Now, as you grow as a hiker, you will be spending more hours covering longer distances in the outdoors. And then the sweat that is generated inside your feet will bother you much more as compared to your feet getting wet due to external environmental factors like while crossing a water stream. So now, breathability and ventilation will become your priority instead of your shoe being a water-resistant shoe. This is the time when you make a purchase transition and start looking for a much more breathable and a quick dry shoe. Therefore, the design criteria that you should look for in a hiking shoe if you're a fairly experienced hiker are as follows. Number 1, a lightweight shoe for less impact on the knees during steep and prolonged descents. Number 2, a relatively soft sole for better grip over hard and slippery wet surfaces. Last, a relatively quick dry shoe for better breathability. Now, when I started speed hiking in 2019-2020, I was using the running shoe called Lionel by Power. I've used 3 pairs of these minimalist shoes and I've covered some 700 to 800 kilometers in each pair. They are not great for snow at the high altitude, but otherwise they would be a good choice for forest and high altitude meadows if you're a fairly experienced hiker. Now you can observe that the shoe wears out specifically from the sides. And there are 2 reasons to this. Number 1, as you keep hiking covering long distances, your feet widens. This is a natural process and the muscles will keep pushing the shoe from the sides, leading to the wear and tear. Secondly, as you keep hiking through varied terrain, for example boulder fields and scree slopes, there will be these sharp edged stones and your shoe will keep hitting from the sides, and since it is made up of breathable material, it will be quite easy for this to completely destroy the shoe, specifically around your toe. Therefore, now when you make a transition from being an already fairly experienced hiker to becoming an advanced trekker, there are two design elements in specific that you should look for in every hiking shoe. Number one, a wider toe box that can accommodate your feet quite comfortably. This is crucial because if you keep wearing the narrow toe box shoes, then your feet could face some long-term implications like bunions. Stone guard is the next design element that will protect the shoe from the sharp-edged stones that were earlier responsible for the wear and tear of the shoe. Advanced hikers doing month-long hikes can also look for something known as zero-drop shoes. Zero-drop shoe position the toe and heel at the same level, thus mimicking the same motion the foot makes when walking around barefoot. The benefit of zero drop is that it keeps our feet in the natural form and we hike up using solely our muscles. Please note that zero drop shoes are only for people who have strong Achilles tendon and calf muscles. Please make sure that you do a gradual transition to zero drop shoes and also focus on strength training in parallel. Therefore, the design criteria that you should look for in a hiking shoe if you're an advanced hiker are as follows. Number one, a wide toe box, very crucial. Number two, stone guard protecting the shoe from the periphery. Last but not the least, zero drop for a better ankle mobility and form. I've been using the Ultra Lone Peak 4.5 since the last 6 months now, and I've tested this one in varied terrain for 1000 kilometers. I've done road runs, speed hiking and trail running in the same shoe. I'm happy with the shoe except for the stone guard. I had to stitch the shoe after the first 300 kilometers as the stone guard wasn't very effective. I will soon share a full-length review video on the Ultra Lone Peak 4.5, but I still feel it is a good enough choice for an advanced hiker looking for a shoe that will work for all the terrains in the Indian Himalayas. So I hope that this video will help you decide where do you fall in this spectrum, whether you're a beginner, a fairly experienced or an advanced hiker, and then pick up a shoe that will enable you to experience the outdoor in a more efficient manner. Please remember guys, having a costly pair of hiking shoe is not something that is going to make you a better hiker. Knowing where do you lie in this experience scale and what exactly you need at the present experience level is something that will make you a much more self-aware trekker. Let's do a small exercise now. Based on your outdoor experience, you pick a shoe for yourself, any shoe online, and then send an email to me with the link to that product and also adding a little note stating the factors why you think this is the perfect shoe for you at present. And then I will definitely respond back and I'll share my thoughts on the same shoe that you have selected for yourself. Now I have an important announcement to make. I have been hiking in the Indian Himalayas since 5 years now, and I have stuffed all the technical know-how along with other aspects like mapping and navigation into a week-long field course. It is one of the ways through which I train beginners to become independent trekkers. You can find more details about this speed hiking course in the video description below. I will be running limited batches of this course every year. So if you're somebody who wants to learn things from scratch when it comes to trekking and would want to become an independent hiker, then this course is for you. This is all I had for this video. If you have any doubts, then please feel free to reach out to me in the comment section below and I promise you a prompt reply. If you're liking what you're watching, then please consider subscribing and share this content across with your friends. I'll be coming up with more such informative content related to hiking gear in future. Until then, just take care and I'll see you in the next one.